It's time for the final Gina K Designs release of 2025. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel and I'm super excited to be able to share a couple of the items from this month's Gina K release. So first, let's take a look at what I'll be working with today. So I have two stamp and die sets from the new release. The first one we'll take a look at is Blissful Blossoms. There's a large floral image with leaves. It's absolutely gorgeous, script fonts, and dies to cut out the image and all the fonts as well. This size fits on an A2, but would be great for a 5x7 card as well because it's a nice large image. Next up, we have some adorable little critters in Heart of the Forest. They come in pairs, so there's two deer, two little chipmunks, and two little foxes. Chipmunks or squirrels, either way. They look really cute. I think they're chipmunks, so we'll go with that. And then a couple of leaves, as well as some really pretty and also thoughtful sentiments. Now let's use those designs to make some cards. So today I'm going to do ink pad coloring, and I'm going to start with a piece of Strathmore Bristol Smooth. This is not necessarily watercolor paper, but when you're not using a ton of water and lots of watercolor techniques, Bristol Smooth works really, really well with just a little bit of a water brush or a tiny little bit of ink watered down, and that's what I'll be doing. So I have the large bloom from Blissful Blossoms, and I have it in my mini Misty, and I'll be stamping it on that Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock. Then I'll cover it with some gold embossing powder after I inked it up with that Versamark embossing ink. And it's just such a gorgeous image. Then I'll heat set that. Just be sure that you really get all the powder melted, because when you're working with watercolor, if you have a couple even grains of the embossing powder not covered, it just falls off and it's a whole mess. So I'll start with, I have this ink cube from Gina K Designs, one of the newer colors. It's Kelly Green. It is such a pretty green, and then I just have a plain water brush, and I've spritzed the ink with a little bit of water, and now I'm picking it up and just going over the leaves. The great thing about watercoloring within the lines of embossed images is that the water pools next to the raised edges of those embossed images. So basically I can go over the center of the leaf even though it has lines, and the ink will just kind of pool in the white spaces, which makes it really easy. This is not like anything very techniquey or hard to do. I am not a watercolor artist. I just like playing with inks and creating really fun, pretty colors. So this is right up my alley. So ink pad watercoloring, you have to use an ink that is water-based, and the Gina K inks are, so you can always use Gina K inks. They also can be really blended well, but for today, I'll be doing lots of watercoloring with different ink pads. So starting out with the Gina K ink pads and the Kelly Green, you can see I added some additional shading to some of the leaves after they have dried. Next, you can see I swiped some of the medium Carnation ink from Gina K Designs down on my glass mat. I love working on a glass mat when I'm doing watercoloring like this because the ink really goes down nicely. Then just spritz it with a teeny tiny little bit of water and you're able to pick it up and paint with it. So I'm starting with the smaller flower here. And again, I'm coloring kind of in those small circles that I would do with alcohol markers because I don't have to do any techniques when I have the embossing powder to help me kind of fill in the image without doing a lot of work. I do like to go over a few spots with some darker ink with less water to it, just to add a little bit of shading and dimension to those areas where there are lines on the petals. I think that helps the flower really stand out. I have been back on a white gel pen detail kick lately again. So I'm adding those little white gel pen dots and small dashes to different parts of the leaves and the flower. Again, this is just an extra step. You don't have to do it. I just like the way it looks. And then I'll take the matching die and hold it in place with a little bit of tape so that I can run it through my die cut machine and it won't shift on me at all. So this is how the image looks when it's all cut out. I love this. You could definitely pop this up. I think it would be gorgeous, but I decided to use the Gina K liquid adhesive in the little squeeze bottle with the fine nozzle, and I'll place it down on some Gina K Designs Innocent Pink cardstock. It, like I said, it will fit on an A2. There may be little tiny bits depending on how you angle it that need to be just trimmed off the side, but the majority of the image really fits nicely on an A2, and obviously it would all fit on a 5x7. Oh, and this panel was actually cut down to 4x5 1/4, so it's a little bit smaller than an A2. This way I could mat it on some white cardstock. I just like the finished touch that that gives. Now I have another color of Gina K Designs pink cardstock. I will link in the description box what the supplies are so that I can get the colors right. And I'll use some anti-static powder tool, Versamark ink, and this time I'll pour white heat embossing powder on top. Gina K has a fine detail white embossing powder that I absolutely love. I think it is nice, bright, white, opaque, and the detail is pretty amazing because look at that little sub-sentiment there. Next, I did get the 12 Days of Christmas box from Gina K to share with you all. I did a couple of videos and I'll link to those down below as well. But one of the gifts was something that is in the shop right now, and it is these sequins. They are gorgeous. They come in both flat and like a cupped floral and in one mix, and they have so much shine to them. And they're clear, so they can go really on any project that you want. So look at all the sparkle that you get from just a few sequins on that card. I love these. I'll be using them a lot in my future videos. Next up, I love Gina K Designs craft cardstock. It is my favorite craft cardstock. And so this time I'll be doing a little bit of ink pad watercoloring on craft cardstock. And I have 4 of the little critters from the Heart of the Forest set. This time I am embossing them with white embossing powder, that same fine detail white embossing powder from Gina K Designs. And look at how nice these images look. I love the look of white on craft. I think it's so pretty. And look at the fine lines of this stamp set. I think they're so delicate and so adorable, and they just look so cute. Now, the thing about craft, though, is that you can't really use a typical dye ink on craft cardstock because it's going to sink in and you're going to lose all of the color. It won't show up as a pretty different color from all the other colors that you're using. It'll all kind of sink in and just look like darker bits of craft, essentially. So what I decided to do was use Distress Oxide for this part of the video because Distress Oxide is kind of a mix between the types of ink that are pigment, which sit on top of paper, and dye, which sink into paper. So you get a little bit of that pigment ink, but it does not take an eternity to dry, which is something I love because I used to struggle with pigment ink when they were all the rage. It would just never dry for me, even though I'm in the driest climate ever. It would just never dry. So I'm smearing it all the time. But as far as Distress Oxides, they color really nicely. And look at how cute those colors look on top of the craft. The other thing that's nice about the craft is that you have that base color there. So if you miss a little spot, it's not a bright white area, it's just the craft area. And with the animals, I thought craft was the perfect color for them. I ended up with 4 little animals. I thought I was going to use them all on one card, but then I changed my mind and I decided to use 2 on one and 2 on another. So for the first one, I stamped and white heat embossed one of the sentiments from the Heart of the Forest stamp set. Again, there are dies to cut this out, but I wanted this one right on the panel. And at first I had the sentiment really high up and then I redid that panel. So Absolute transparency. I redid the panel, made the sentiment a little bit lower so that it wasn't kind of floating too high above their heads. And next, again, those white gel pen details. I know, I just can't get enough of them, especially on this cardstock. This cardstock is Gina K's in the navy. This was my last piece. So the other day when I was watching the live, I decided to grab the Master Layouts 13, which goes along with the gatefold cards that I did, and some more in the navy cardstock. And there were a couple other things too, because Merry Christmas to me. So there you go. All right, now I'm adding faux stitching all around the outside because I felt like this card just needed one little extra thing, and I think the faux stitching did the trick. Next up, I have a couple of those leaf or stem images from the Heart of the Forest stamp set and a sentiment as well. So I'll use the dies to cut all three of those out this time. And then I have those little chipmunks. They're just so adorable. Look at those little cheeks. They're just the cutest ever. And I'll pop those up. I have white cardstock and then matted on craft cardstock and then matted on pink cardstock. So the double matte I think is perfect here because this card is super, super simple, but I wanted a way to keep the outside looking nice as well. I had so much fun with this release, but I'd love to hear what your favorites are from the release. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon.